Ladies, young ladies and gentlemen, I greet you. Wherever you are, people of Africa, wherever you are around the world. Once again, you are welcome here on your biological platform, the very platform that you have helped to establish and grow. The platform of awakening consciousness, the platform that provides you with real-time information. It is here and nowhere else. Number one, I was going to say, in Africa. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's like a sledgehammer blow. It's a dramatic turn of events. It's a thunderbolt that has just struck the Western world. Western values are disappearing as the substantial elements that founded the existence of the West are collapsing. The pillars of the West are collapsing due to the actions of the Westerners themselves. This is the case with the International Criminal Court. The famous International Criminal Court, which is an institution. We won't call it an institution, but rather a jurisdiction, serving evil, serving colonization. But you know, when you use evil, the tool you use to do evil will always turn against you. It's the law of karma. Karma exists. This is what the West, particularly Europe, is experiencing today. They created the International Criminal Court to subjugate the weaker states, or at least the states. They wanted to be weak and continue to weaken, particularly the African states. But today, it is their own states that are weakening, and their own states are weakening. This jurisdiction, which is a tool for the continuation of colonization. The International Criminal Court is currently experiencing an unprecedented defection. This is the case with Viktor Orban's Hungary. The Hungarian parliament has just passed a law on this 29th of April, 2025. The West did not expect this. Even though it was noted that Hungary was in a different mindset, even though it was noted that Hungary was no longer in good standing with Western, particularly European practices. They are even tempted to send the Hungarian executive leader, as well as Slovakia's Robert Fico, to eternal rest. They couldn't. Today, here is Hungary, slamming the door on the International Criminal Court. Hungary is part of the European Union. I believe I'm not mistaken, yes. Hungary is part of the European Union. Since on several occasions, it is Hungary that blocks all the decisions that should be adopted by the European Union in favor of Ukraine. Hungary, a NATO member, is the country deciding to leave the International Criminal Court, while Donald Trump has declared that this court is a criminal jurisdiction. And when we talk about the West, the pillar of the West is the United States of America. We cannot believe that the United States of America can slam the door like that. But, in turn, America is getting ready. However, given the raid, or the fury with which Donald Trump started his term, he's obliged to rest a bit. Temporary rest. Let's go. Let's proceed with the official information. But please share this video conference in all African groups, please. Send via WhatsApp to your friends and brothers to allow them to receive the good news, the information that European states are leaving the International Criminal Court. Because it's in Africa that people think it's a jurisdiction of the gods. God with a small g, of course. Because it's in Africa that people think those whites, those people over there, are lords. Lords with a small L. Yet they are not They are not saints. They are not saints, dear ladies and gentlemen. The Hungarian parliament has voted in favor of withdrawing from the International Criminal Court. It is the Hungarian parliament that voted. So, it is the Hungarian people who have spoken through their elected representatives. And the information, as officially stated by the Hungarian Minister of Foreign Affairs, is given by the Hungarian Minister of Foreign Affairs. If it is already voted on, the executive can only endorse and then acknowledge, follow the procedure, and then Hungary leaves the International Criminal Court. Viktor Orban, by the way, had said that he was inviting Putin. No, he recently invited, I believe it was the Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, if I'm not mistaken. Someone against whom there is already an arrest warrant issued. Here is someone who tramples on European laws because he believes these laws are unjust, because he believes that Europe is in a fatal and monumental error. He does not appreciate any of the actions taken by Europe. One could say in some way that he is in the spirit of the Africans. But why can't Africans be in the spirit of Viktor Orban? Not to submit, but what Orban understands there, why can't our African brothers understand? Why can't our heads of state understand? According to official information, the Hungarian parliament has just voted to withdraw Hungary from the ICC. With this decision, we choose not to be part of a politicized institution. Politicized, that has lost its impartiality and credibility. Here are the terms used. Here are the terms used by Hungary, historical terms, to proceed with its historical act of withdrawing from the International Criminal Court. Africans should listen to this, dear ladies and gentlemen. I ask for your pardon. Share this video. Send to your friends, via Messenger, via WhatsApp. Send everywhere. He says, by this decision, this is the Minister of Foreign Affairs. By this decision, we choose not to be part of a politicized institution that has lost its impartiality and credibility. This is what Peter Sijato declared. What courage, dear ladies and gentlemen. It is immense courage. And the political, legal terms used by Hungary should be adopted by African leaders. African leaders should adopt them. But what are our various states waiting for to withdraw from the International Criminal Court? Since those who created this International Criminal Court themselves say it is now politicized, it has lost its impartiality and credibility. What are we continuing to merge within this organization? Ladies and gentlemen, one of the first decisions I will make when I assume the highest office in the Republic of Guinea as President of the Republic will be to issue the decree for the systematic and irreversible withdrawal of the Republic of Guinea from the International Criminal Court. That is clear. Of course, by going through the National Assembly so that the people can express themselves, we prefer to be part of another credible jurisdiction rather than continue to follow such a jurisdiction. This is my position and I stand by it. Yes, intelligence services, you can record this part of my video conference. I stand by it. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa must leave this jurisdiction. Let's empower our own jurisdictions. We have the ECOWAS Court of Justice. We have the African Union Court of Justice. Let's empower our jurisdictions. Let's ensure that our judges are fair. Let's adhere to the demands of our jurisdictions. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the headline of international news. Thank you once again for sharing it as widely as possible. I will be back shortly with, of course, new updates. This was the voice of your one and only samurai.